Hey, Bills Mafia, this is Buffalo Louie. It's week 6. The Bills, the 3-2 Bills, play the 2-3 Jets. The Bills lost with a last-second field goal down in Texas, 20-23. Was one of the worst games that Josh has ever played, and they still should have won the game if it wasn't for McDermott and Joe Brady's play calling on that final series with 30 seconds left and down at your own 3-yard line and 3 passes and giving them a chance to kick a field goal, which was over 50 yards. I think it was 56 or 59-yard field goal to win the game. A lot of flack about that, but anyways, let's move on. When you look back at the predictions, I did predict that Diggs would have a touchdown. He didn't have a touchdown. The Bills would rush for 150 yards, which they did. Coleman had a touchdown and exceeded 51 yards, a season high. The Bills led in turnovers 2-0, and the Bills didn't win. It's hard to believe, but Josh had one of his worst passing game performances, 30%, 9 for 30, and the rest of the game the rest of the players did pretty good, except the receivers couldn't get open. But Josh was off. But let's move on to the Jets. It's a key game. Like I said, the Jets are 2-3. The Bills in 3-2 is a chance for the Bills to really bury the Jets and Aaron Rodgers for the season. They fired their coach, Saleh, after they lost in London to the Vikings. And they changed offensive coordinators. They demoted Hackett and put Al Downing in there, who was the former Tennessee offensive coordinator, which we know about with Derrick Henry. We played him a couple times and beat him. We're able to beat him. So I went back and looked at Joe Brady. It was his first game as offensive coordinator last year, week 11. The Bills were 5-5. The Jets were 4-5. Not, very similar, right? And we were at home, though, and we beat the Jets that game 31-6, I think it was. Beat them pretty good. So what were the keys back then, and what I think there's still work this time? Yeah, play turnover free. If not, at least win the turnover battle. Stop the Jets' run game. I think that's still key because they don't have Zach Wilson, but they got Aaron Rodgers, who's dependent on a good run game. He's not very mobile. So you got to stop that, right? And they haven't been doing very well this year running the game, but you can look for Downing to pound the rock. So you got to stop that and make Aaron Rodgers pass the ball. 3, special teams. You don't want to lose the game on special teams. Please do their part with kick coverage, making their field goals, good punt returns, and so forth. Don't let Jets have a very good special teams. And, we picked up their special teams kickoff returner, who was very good, Connington. Josh, again, he's got to have he can't get any worse than he played last week, but Josh has got to trust his instincts. Punts aren't bad, okay, as long as you flip the field position, but try not to get any fumbles or turnovers. They're going to be coming after you. They're going to be blitzing you. That game, week 11, he was 20 for 32, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Was one of the best passing performance against the Jets, who are, I think, number 1 in the league or 2 in the league in defense, and their back 7 is pretty damn good. So look for that. And then we rushed for over 130 yards. We had 6 sacks, and we had 4 turnovers to giving up 1. So that's a winning formula. Brady, you did it your first game out of the box. I think you can do it again. And you got to get the running backs and the tight ends involved in the passing game. Look, that's a key to the game, right? And that week 11, both Brady and, Ty Johnson and Cook had a touchdown, and Kincaid had a good game. So what are my predictions? The Bills win the turnover battle. Rodgers is going to get sacked with at least 2 or more sacks. Greg Rousseau is going to have one of them, Maybe they get 3 sacks, but Greg Rousseau is going to get one of them. The tight ends are going to have a big game. Kincaid is going to exceed his season-high yards of 48, and Knox, who's been non-existent, he's going to have more than 2 or 3 catches, and either Knox or Kincaid is going to get a touchdown. The Bills are going to outrush the Jets, as we talked about before, and the Bills win. I got it 24-17. So where else would you rather be? Right here, right now. Let's beat the Jets and end their season. Go Bills.